Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Ritt. I'm an artist and a tarot reader, and I wanted to wish you all a very happy Halloween. It is a highly unusual day. I'm recording this the day before Halloween. It's actually snowing here in Boston, and not only is it snowing, but it's sticking, and it feels not even like December, but January, which is incredible. It feels very, very potent and very surreal. And the time just felt very much right to do a reading, and to do a reading in honor of this magical, mystical period of time that is also Halloween. So, I pulled a bunch of cards, and just my main focus here is to see what energies are happening right now, what energies are percolating, what's emerging for our collective, and that's really it. You know, I like to do freeform readings. I like to interpret them as energy. They're a language of energies, and yeah. So let me just go ahead and begin. The first cards that I pulled are really interesting because I wasn't expecting them to be a past-future format. That's not usually the way I work, but what I intuited about these is that there's very much a past, present, future feel to them. And so what I'm seeing here, first card is the Hierophant reversed. Hierophant is so often about structure and order and rules and systems, working within systems. This feels like it's the time for us to go our own ways, really embrace our individuality, embrace breaking the rules that define whatever convention may be holding you back in some way. Now, I understand our world is very polarized right now, and there are a lot of conventions that are kind of holding us in place, whether we're for or against them or somewhere in the gray area like myself. But I do feel that this Halloween is really about embracing the spirit of our individuality and our magic, our collective magic. So we have the Hierophant reversed. It feels as if any ways in which we've been clashing with rules, structure, order, I feel like this is a time to release those constrictions and again embrace our inner magic, because going forward we have the Magician. Now this card, I know I usually I'll shuffle and pull beforehand because it just feels like such a private, intimate process. It may not always stay like that for me, but this card kind of flew out of the deck. It was on its head, but something said upright. And so it feels very much like we are moving through a period of feeling cramped, constricted, maybe chafing against other people's standards, rules, regulations, what have you, ways of doing things. And we're ready to really step out into the light and embrace our inner magic, which is just lovely. Also, right in the middle column here, it feels as if we've been in the process of stepping out into that for a long time now, for a good deal of time. Fool is all about new beginnings, adventure, free-spiritedness. Here the Fool is on his head, so it feels as if this energy has been in progress for a little while now, or a long while. I mean, the interesting thing about collective readings and what I'm coming to understand from watching the other really wonderful readers of YouTube is that some things may speak to just one of you, and some things a whole bunch of you can resonate with. And that's actually a really cool thing about reading for a whole collective of people. So yeah, so this is like, what it feels like to me is that period of really nourishing who we are and what we're about, and the things that make us unique. That's been in gestation for a while, for a good deal of us for a while. Maybe from birth for many of you. I know it's felt that way for me. So this energy has been in progress. Also, probably what's making me say from birth is that we have a very childhood-oriented energy in the Six of Cups, which is also reversed. So there's just been this feeling of looking back and looking far, far back. And again, for some of us, you know, from our beginnings or our beginnings in this lifetime. I'm certainly a believer in other lifetimes. But looking back a ways, looking back into the past, looking back, and maybe it's not our childhoods for all of us. Maybe it's things that have made us feel nostalgic or wistful for other times. But there's been a period of this, and maybe an exploration of this. And side by side with this other energy, which is, again, stepping out in new directions, stepping out almost, what's coming to mind is being more in the public eye, really saying, this is who I am, this is the direction I'm moving in, this is the newness that I am in the process of embracing, which is really beautiful. So yeah, very interesting that should be kind of present, but also shifting into the future, which is this really beautiful, really powerful, transformative energy that is the Magician. And so what this feels like for me this Halloween is that this is really a time to embrace our magic and really see and feel it all around us. Really pay attention to, I mean, for me, this is a huge sign that it's snowing and it's October 30th. You know, there's magic in that. There's something really special and really cool about that. So yeah, these energies just kind of set the tone for the rest of the reading. And this time I did do that V shape that I love so much, that just feels so intuitive and so right for me. So the cards that I'm getting in the V shape are, I feel like they just kind of go a little bit deeper into the dynamic that's already here in these first four cards. So I'm getting King of Wands reversed, across from Death reversed. And what it feels like to me, death being such a signifier of change and really powerful life changes, the death of old ways, the shedding of old things. So yeah, whereas this feels like a very old, I mean literally dying off energy, that it feels like it's an emerging energy, and there's also going to be maybe more of it going forward. So it's both present but into the future. It feels as if we are shedding that sense of powerlessness, because King of Wands is, so he's fire, and he's a very powerful fire figure. If you think of the astrological sign Leo, who loves to be center stage, up front, really holding court. he's that kind of a king and that kind of an energy. When he's on his head here, what it feels like is, you could look at it a couple of different ways actually. What's coming to me are both kind of not feeling fully in our power, or being in the process of coming into our power. And I feel like it's one of those both and, but also either or, go figure, kind of an interpretations here. So yeah, the way it feels to me intuitively is emerging from the cocoon, you know, allowing some old die off, being in the process of that, and finding ways to be okay with that. I mean, you know, we think of Halloween as such a big energy. I mean, at least I do, you know, lots of festivities. I know it's very different, you know, now in 2020. I'm sure it'll have a different feel. But also, what I'm getting is this doesn't have to be big. This doesn't have to be big because, and I know I'm not the only one to be saying this, but there's big changes in smaller, subtler energies that I feel like are emerging. That's also a message that I'm getting here. So the next two cards, we have Six of Swords. Now, this so often, there's a feeling of relief here. Again, going through changes and feeling it in our minds, you know, in our intellectual spirit, sailing into calmer waters, feeling that balance. Six is a number of balance. 6 and 2 both have that feel. Yeah, I know that other people have also pointed out, there's this sense of really owning the transition that you're going through as you feel the relief in that forward movement. Yeah, balance, clarity. I feel like clarity comes with swords. Clearer feeling energy. It's across from Wheel of Fortune reversed. Now, again, this reversal feels like it's in progress and it's also going to be unfolding as we move forward. There's just this beautiful feeling of releasing a lot of older, maybe more negative, stuck feeling energies as we embrace who we really are, as Abraham Hicks would say, who we really are, which just encompasses our truest, brightest, clearest spirit of self. And then right in the middle, we have Four of Wands reversed. Now, the way this hit me as I drew it, this is fire energy, I should say. It's a very celebratory energy. It's a festive energy. Here it's reversed. To me, the way it hit me is smaller celebrations, quieter celebrations. Now again, I recognize I am reading for a collective of you. So for some of you, it might be much louder, you know, and to you, I honor that. But the way it feels intuitively here is that it's going to be smaller, quieter movements and changes that they're like a quiet bang. You know, they still pack a punch. They're the joy of a singular moment in time that we feel and even express to our inner selves. So yeah, there's something really beautiful about this placement right in the center of the reading. As it is Halloween, this is a time of celebration. but with a bit of a twist here. I mean, again, it's snowing and it's October 30th. That is a twist. That is a really interesting twist to me. So then at the bottom of the reading, I pulled 3 more cards, so they kind of popped out. And again, they're just so positive and beautiful to me. So the first card, this guy's come up before, 7 of Wands. Again, we have fire energy. It's a very confrontational, making your stand kind of energy. Sometimes standing in your own way kind of energy. It's reversed here. And the way it hits me in this particular reading, since it's next to 9 of Cups, reversed, this is water. This card is called the Wish card. So it often speaks to very specific desire that we have. The way this reads to me is that by getting out of our own way, we are facilitating the realization of whatever desires these are. And they are collective desires. I mean, this is a collective, and for every one of you, there are collective desires. It's not just one. It may be several specific desires. So, that is really beautiful, beautiful energy and messages. I love it. And these two are next to Knight of Wands, upright. Again, lots of fire here. Knights are, they signify motion. Fire is fast acting, right? And it's about newness and adventure. So this knight is actively charging in a new direction. So yeah, whatever these desires are, they're potent. Those are the words that are coming to me. Potent desires that will cause us to move in new directions, which goes right back to the Fool energy on its head. This has been in progress for a while. And now, I feel as if this Halloween, the time is really ripe for us to move forward, you know, and again, embrace that movement and that flow and that newness. And it's a little bit deceptive because this can be smaller celebrations, smaller energies that gather momentum and become huge, you know, but allow yourself to really listen in and just feel, where are those inner sparks, you know? Where are they landing for you? How are they hitting you? And what can they grow into? Because again, this is the momentum from very potent desires that have been germinating for a long time, So, happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you so much for listening in, and may you just have the most joyous, fun-filled, sparkly, fiery, beautiful time. Bye for now.